Hello everybody, Jim here on this especially chilly night, relaxing in my nice warm apartment and drinking a little beer, and once again talking to my microphone. And tonight I'm going to be talking a bit about shopping for Japanese games online and the best places and methods for doing so. Because I get asked that question quite a lot, actually. Where are the best places to import games from online? And I never have a good answer for that question because I pretty much never buy games online. I don't really have to import anything since I already live in Japan. So I always have to give like kind of a generic answer, like, I don't know, maybe eBay, or I heard Play Asia's pretty good or something like that. In my reviews and recommendation videos, I give current prices for the games that I'm covering, and typically what I'm referring to are sold listings on eBay and prices that I see on Amazon, and that's really all I have to go by because, again, I don't typically have to use online stores like that. But recently I saw a video, and I'm going to put a link in the description. It was loaded with very helpful information, so I figured I would spread it around. It's from a channel called ZuviNyan Gaming, and she does a lot of videos on import games, as well as other things like figures and I think cosplay and stuff like that as well. But primarily it's a gaming channel, and she covers Japanese games. And in a recent video she talked about the sites she uses and services she uses, and I thought it was extremely informative and helpful, and I shared it on my Facebook and Twitter to assist people that asked that question. So I'm gonna repeat some of the information she gave out, not verbatim. I'm gonna kind of paraphrase it, but I will encourage you to go and check out the video. Again, it'll be linked in the description. It's very helpful. So for new releases, it was suggested to use Amazon.co.jp, and I'm going to name a bunch of websites here. Those will all be in the description as well, but Amazon.co.jp, it's the Japanese branch of Amazon, and they have international shipping now. So for brand new games that can be bought and shipped by Amazon, you can have them shipped to you in the States or in Canada or in Europe or wherever you might be in the world. You can get international shipping through Amazon.co.jp. It's just going to be an elevated shipping price, obviously. But for used items, you can't get the international shipping, apparently, because it's not coming from Amazon, it's coming from a third party. So what ZuviNyan does is uses some proxy services that are based in Japan, and she gives a couple of sites, and they are goyokikia.com and tenso.com. Both of them are proxy services, so whatever you buy online from a Japanese online store can be sent to that proxy, and then they will forward it on to you, and you just have to pay a fee to that proxy service. I will say Amazon.co.jp has an English option, so you can shop in English on Japanese Amazon. I went to both of the proxy sites. Tenso has an English option, and Goyokikia may have an English option. I couldn't find it right away on the site, but both of those sites are proxy sites, so you can use them to buy used items from Amazon.co.jp. Also, a couple of other sites she listed. One, Surugaya.jp, and I've never used their online store, but I do go to their shop in Akihabara, and Surugaya is one of my favorite shops there, so I can vouch for them. So you can buy things from Surugaya and get that through a proxy as well. And also NetOff, which is essentially like the online hard off. It's netoff.co.jp, and then bookoffonline.co.jp. Again, all these sites will be listed in the description. And again, if you want a little more in-depth description on how to use these sites, navigate them, and how to use the proxy service properly, go and check out the video by ZuviNyan. Very helpful stuff. I asked a few other people as well that I know import games what kind of sites and services they use. I went ahead and consulted with my friend Sarumaru, who is an avid import gamer, and I'll have a link to his channel as well. Go check him out. He also does a lot of import reviews, and so there's lots of nifty information on his channel too. But I asked what kind of sites he uses. He said for the most part he uses Yahoo Auctions for a lot of things, and also Play Asia. And I believe Play Asia is, when you use it, they will ship directly to you as well. So you can buy used goods there, and I believe new goods too. And you can buy from them without having to use a proxy service. But I've never used them, so I don't know, like maybe how long it takes for them to ship or what their shipping fees are and things like that. But apparently Play Asia is a viable option for that. I think actually he said he uses Play Asia for new items, and for retro games, for used stuff, he goes to Yahoo Auctions. So those are two options you have as well if you want to shop for import games online. And then last but not least, there's obviously also, well, actually not last but not least, this is second to last. There's also eBay, which you can use. eBay is kind of hit or miss. Not everyone on eBay is a crook, just trying to take your money, but sometimes they are. So eBay prices tend to be about as high as you're gonna pay, but sometimes you can get a good deal, and sometimes you have the option of, an auction, and maybe, you just get lucky and you can pick something up for fairly cheap through an auction. So eBay is always an option that's available to you. Again, just be mindful of who you're buying from and prices. I would say just match up prices against other things to make sure you're not getting ripped off, and just consult the seller feedback and make sure that wherever you are, they're willing to ship to you. But eBay is sort of the last ditch effort. So yes, Amazon.co.jp, and then the Proxy Services and Sudagaya, NetOff, BookOff Online, Yahoo Auctions, Play Asia. These are all things you can go to. And then now, last but not least, there are also innumerable Facebook groups dedicated to import gaming. And the ones that I'm in, I know some of the guys in there that sell games, and they seem to be good dudes, good sellers. Let's see if I can think of some of the groups off the top of my head. I will post some of these groups in the description as well. But I believe one is called Super Famicom and Import Gamers. One is like Import Game Market or Japanese Game Market. There is the Retro Japan Facebook group, but I believe they also started up a Retro Japan group that is dedicated to game sales. So in these groups, you can buy, sell, and trade, and pretty much on a daily basis. There are guys here in Japan, in Tokyo, and other various areas that's what they do every single day. Is they go to lots of different shops. They go to hard offs and book offs and hobby offs and game shops in Akiba or wherever. They go to these places, they buy up a ton of games, and then they list them in these Facebook groups. So every day there are new listings in these groups. And again, I've never heard of these guys like stiffing anybody. Again, in those groups, people who buy games from these sellers post images of the games when they receive them, and they sort of give their feedback right there in the group. And so it all stays fairly positive. I would assume you would want to, when everybody there knows your name, and you're kind of reliant on that good feedback to keep people buying. Plus, everything they sell, there are pictures posted in those groups as well. So you can always at least see what you're getting, which is kind of the downside sometimes to shopping on Amazon when you're buying things from third-party sellers, is that they don't always have photos of what they're selling, just descriptions. But Japanese sellers when it comes to video games at least, are typically pretty reliable when you can trust their descriptions of what you're buying, is what I'm saying. So those are a lot of the options available to you for anyone who has ever asked me that question or has just wondered, what's the best way to import some games. There you go. You got Amazon, Sudagaya, NetOff, BookOff. You got various proxy services, Yahoo Auctions, PlayAsia, eBay, and a whole bunch of Facebook groups with import sellers there. So you got a bunch of options. Again, all this stuff, I'm gonna have lots of links in the description, so go and check it out. I hope this information was useful, and again, go check out the video by ZuviNyan Gaming for a little more in-depth description on how to use those proxy services and those Japanese sites. And yeah, that's it. I've said all I have to say. Thanks everybody for listening. Take care. Goodbye.